So one of the reasons why I became a recruiter was the ability to see my son. So at the time that I was a recruiter, before I became a recruiter, I was deployed a lot. I was stationed in Hawaii and then stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, up in Washington State. So there wasn't a lot of opportunities for me to just hop in a car and go home. So one of my main reasons for volunteering to be a recruiter was to be able to come back into my community and raise my son and see my son the way I want to. But one of the other reasons why I also joined is this is one of the few jobs that you can directly impact somebody's life. COVID affected the recruiting force. Was We were unable to get into the schools at that time. So we had to change the way we recruited. So by that, we had to, social media was a big way for us to prospect and kind of get to our target audience. And then personally for me, for recruiting, being hard because my main way of prospecting is face to face, whether that's events or going to school for table setups or doing classroom presentations. So I had to adjust my whole personal way of recruiting due to that.
All right, so you don't need to take a COVID shot prior to joining the military. It's just, of course, there's going to be shots that you need that are going to get taken while you're at reception. So that's a few days before basic training. The most notable one is the peanut butter shot. That's the stinger, people like to say, because it does hurt. But after you get all the shots, you're good after that. So you can take the ASVAB mainly for those who are in high school. I predominantly say take it while you're in high school because they give them out every year or every 2 times throughout the whole school year. But if you're not allowed to do that, what you can do is you take it with us, but you go down to MEPS and you have the actual ASVAB. Same thing, it's online on the computer, so it's not a written format, so it's easier to take and it takes less time.
Okay. So our quota is once a month. That's put down by USAREC, Higher Recruiting Command. And it looks pretty good on paper. That's, one individual a month, going into the Army. In some areas, that's realistic and that's really doable, even to get more than just the one a month. But for an area like ours, super rural, not a lot of population, that's definitely hard. And, going out there and trying to find possible, applicants and future soldiers is harder than what it seems. So what questions do you have today?
What is basic training?
So basic training is kind of like exactly what it sounds like. It's going to teach you the basics of how to be a soldier. So you're going to get training like map and compass, orientation, training on all that, how to use a map, how to use a compass, and, how to find points, just using those two tools. Also going to go into marksmanship. Have you ever shot a weapon before? Okay, so it's really going to hone in those skills, and you'll get a lot of range time, which is always a good day. And then marching and just other disciplinary things of how to be a soldier to get you prepared to go into the real Army. And even though if you're selling good stuff like healthcare and good job security and financial security along with all the educational benefits that we have, people still don't bite. They still don't want to go after it. I've talked to a lot of students out there who are looking at going to college, looking at going part-time, or they just don't know what they're doing. And you tell them all the benefits and everything that we offer and that they can gain from joining the Army, and they still don't want to join. So even though that one a month seems like a realistic thing, it's definitely harder to attain than what it seems.
I'll say that my ideal soldier that I would like to put into the military is someone who wants to improve upon their life. Whether they're struggling financially, physically, or just trying to find a job, I can help them out and put them in a better scenario in their life. And then they take that small snippet of the military, and that goes along the whole rest of their life.
Yeah, for your future soldiers, right? We are kind of like the first gateway to their introduction to the Army. So we're their first NCOs, we're their first mentors, and you get excited, especially when they're about to ship the basic training and they're leaving. I know I've texted a couple of them while they're at basic training. I'm like, hey, whenever you get your phone back, I'm like, shoot me a text, let me know how it's going. because that's exciting to hear, especially being an NCO and not having soldiers anymore, and then having these future soldiers. You kind of want to go back to the regular Army and be like, hey, I want soldiers again. So hearing how they're doing and hearing how they're excited to go to their units and everything like that, I really like that aspect of the job.